where in honor of International Women's Day 2023, we are raising the voices of hundreds of women so that their messages can be heard. Your host for this session is Kimberly Crow. Kimberly is the founder of Entrepreneurs Rocket Fuel and Speakers Playhouse, as well as the creator of the Voices of Women Summits. She has another amazing guest coming right up. Take it away, Kimberly.
Well, hello, folks. We're super glad to have you here with us, able to join us. Yes, we are here with Kathleen. Kathleen is going to be sharing with us about the spiritual entrepreneur guide to lunar wisdom, manifest more money, connections, and love. Is that right?
It is.
Awesome. Well, this is a powerful talk. Super excited that you are here with us today to be able to share. Let us know before we get started in this, how you became so passionate about this particular area.
Like many things in my life, I very luckily happened upon this current life path. And I was a full-time practicing acupuncturist, full practice, working 6 days a week. And that is when I met my Vedic astrology teacher. I didn't even know that's what he was doing. I literally had said to a fellow acupuncturist, "Who's that guy who did that thing?" At any rate, I met this teacher, and because I had a full practice and I've been practicing so long, once I got into Vedic or Indian astrology, I started using it in my Chinese medicine practice. Then, because I see people, and I would do, I'm a very good acupuncturist. I would spend an hour doing in-depth and connecting all these things. And then I discovered in minutes, I can look at someone's chart in Vedic astrology and be able to help them with their career. Like, that really jazzed me up. It was like, wow, people could save so much time because life path, spiritual path, career. And that's kind of what I ended up zeroing in on, because I myself had been running a practice. Right. And so I end up connecting with other solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, as well as health things too. But I really find that the Vedic astrology I just got so excited that we can just save so much time for people and just give them a direction. Are they meant to be in corporate? Are they meant to be an entrepreneur? Or some people have talents to do both.
All right. So, what's the difference between astrology and this particular practice, the lunar wisdom, the Vedic piece of that? Tell us more about that.
Yeah. So the Vedic calendar, kind of like the Jewish calendar and Tibetan calendar, is a solar lunar calendar. And so, as entrepreneurs, what I really want to give everybody is this laser fast. I love to give pragmatic tips and secrets. So in just a moment, I'm going to give everybody the 14 days in 2023 to not do work.
Oh, okay, great. All right, we better, Art, you better be typing this one up because I want to know which ones they are. And because I don't work any day of the week, I really don't. I just travel full time and have fun and talk with friends. But okay, I'm going to take it seriously. I won't do any work during those days. Awesome. So you guys get ready to take notes. But first, you're going to share with us a little bit about how you became so passionate about this particular area.
Yeah. And so what happened was I was practicing Vedic astrology, and then I had a colleague who ended up referring me so many entrepreneurs that I couldn't get people in. And so I developed this system, and it's a color-coded calendar that at a glance, people can see the red days, which are the no work days, but they're the self-care days. They're the quiet days of the month. There's one of those every month. And then there's green days that align with a very particular rhythm in Vedic astrology, where anywhere 6 days before or 6 days after a full moon, these are great days for events, weddings, family reunions, sending out emails, marketing, getting work done, the energy between people versus us kind of alone doing our thing. And guess what? Today is a green day. You've got a green day.
Actually, I wouldn't have guessed that. We've had a lot of technology problems. What's the
very particular kind of green day?
Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of green day is it?
It's a foundational day. And so sometimes these days appear to actually have blockages, but the things that actually go through are foundational. So when everybody figures out what those fixes are, like to fix the tech stuff that happened today, then this is creating a whole new foundation, which goes bigger and scales more. So it almost feels like obstacles on type 3 days, but they become like Tesla was founded on a type 3 day.
Ooh, all right. Interesting. Have you gone back and looked at major events like Tesla being founded to find out, like, does it align? Does it make sense that, aha, that's why that happened?
Yeah, one of the first things I looked at was marriages, the longest marriages. Those were definitely green days. You got to have 2 people with longevity and a green day for the longest marriages, right? And then there's other like world events, like the assassination of Lincoln. That was actually a yellow day. And so there are different ways of kind of seeing the energy lead up to events, to world events. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, this is fascinating. So you actually have a calendar that we can see. Now, when we open the calendar, if we're like, oh, that's the day I'm flying to New York or something like that, do you change your life around that calendar, or do you just protect yourself a little bit more on those days? Oh, really? Okay. I thought you were going to say change your life. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, you can. I mean, if it's an eclipse day, you might consider changing it if it doesn't cost you something. But anytime there's that tension that builds up, you just shake it off, because the whole point of this is to help each person tap into their intuition and to actually tap into the energy of the day. So if the day is a day of obstacles, like a yellow day, it's like, oh, when an obstacle pops up, it's not you as an individual, it's the energy of the day. And you don't take it as seriously. And you're like, oh my God, look at that. I left my purse at home. And so it just really helps manage, because it's called conscious calendars, right? It's to help us understand our conscious interaction with ourself and the energies of what is.
Now, are those conscious calendars like out there, or is this something that you created?
I created it. It's based on the foundations of Vedic astrology, which is extremely complex and all right. And so I basically created an algorithm that I always double check subjectively, that I'm mapping out, and I actually check the energy from Hawaii to Australia every single day before sunrise for an entire year. So people get a year of green days, a year of red days. And so this takes, what's beautiful is so many people here, right, are already energetically dialed in, right? It's just that, if you're feeling into the future and you're trying to pick an event day in, February of 2024, it's really nice to go, okay, what are those green days there? Then tap into your own intuition. Use, this is about developing your skill sets and your genius, like you just spoke about, if everybody could make it, right? So that is really, it's about developing your intuition and giving you those cues in the future of like saying, well, okay, I'll feel my way. And it just gives you a little more of that feeling in the future.
All right. Well, very fascinating. And so this is the Vedic calendar, which is out there, but then you actually went through and diagnosed what that actually meant for each day, and then coded them green, yellow, and red. What happens on a red day?
So the red day is the quietest physical and mental energy of the month. And these are the 14 days everybody's going to get right now. So basically you can roughly, without my calendar, go and look at the new moon of every month. And the day before that is the red day for the most part.
Okay.
It has to do with sunrise and other things, but I explain those details when people come in. We don't probably have enough time to go into those details, but you could go and look at the new moon and pick the day before. And this is your rest and self-care day. We don't work at Conscious Calendars. All the team knows they take time off. The red days from like November to February, because it's winter time in the Northern Hemisphere, that's going to have a lot lower energy. So we can sometimes make mistakes in work. Plus, the foundation of Vedic astrology is that what you do on a red day does not have as much fruition in the future, versus energy and what you do on a green day has more fruit, greater results at some future date from what you did on a green day.
Okay, so it's not like change your whole life around it or go hide in a closet. It's just be aware of the different energies that are around you and play with them a little bit more consciously.
Yeah, but we can save so much energy by not planning an event on a red day, right? Like if we planned an event on a red day, I even watched an Ayurvedic national conference be on a red day, and it was just not as, people, there were kind of mistakes and things happened kind of the whole time, and people were really exhausted.
I definitely understand that. And I can feel the energy sort of moving around, and that things are happening. It would be really nice to have a code book on when would be good days. And are there ways to counteract that? Like, I'm not saying, if the surf's up and it's 20-foot waves, I'm exaggerating, 6-foot waves, and you're like, I'm a surfer, but I'm a beginner, so I'm probably not going to go out today. That's a smart move, right? But if they're not 20-foot waves, is there a way that we can negotiate it and protect ourselves in some way?
Exactly. So the protection is really about aligning with the energy. So on red days, the energy is lower. So very often there's a nap that happens in the day. It could be a 10-minute nap. It could be more. So if you were a beginning surfer, you would go out and spend less time doing it. Or like, I walk every single day, and I can tell you, hands down, on the red days, the same hill, the same route, is more effort going up that hill. Literally, my lungs are different. So you can, if you had an event or something you needed to rise to the occasion to, take some more brain herbs. Of course, there's always ways to work with the energy of the day. If you know it's going to be lower energy, you can actually have a little green tea, have an extra second dose of your brain herbs, something like that. And that way you actually are supporting yourself in alignment with the day instead of pushing against it. Now, the one thing I would say is that under those principles, if, say, you're moving your entire home and you weren't packed ahead of time, and you do that, I've had plenty of people say, oh, I rose to the occasion, I moved on a red day. That's fine. But under the principles of Chinese medicine, I can tell you that when we push on these red days, like over our boundaries, what happens is we open ourselves to either a physical injury like your joints or something, or being open to possibly catching a cold two lunar months later. So these are very subtle things that when you start tracking these things, you can actually see that then 2 months later, sort of like we can rise to occasion for an event or something like that. But then something about 2 months later, if we're not continuing to nourish ourselves, then we might have a little bit of a health incident.
All right, interesting. Well, that does explain a lot. All right, unfortunately, we are at time, but you do have an amazing gift for our audience. This is the free conscious calendars for March and April 2023. So I already subscribed because I was like, I'm in. So we're going to put that link in the chat. You guys need to grab that right now. When they get that, what are they going to get?
They are going to get their March and April conscious calendars. They just confirm and then download the calendar, and they will also get free training videos that tell them about the green, yellow, and red days.
Okay.
And they'll get also a special offer to subscribe for the monthly or the annual calendars.
Fantastic. All right, great. And I saw that was a very good deal. I actually was already on that site, and I was like, oh, that's not a bad deal to be able to grab all those things for the annual price. And you have a special gift for our VIPs as well. What is this? The free ticket to the Vedic Astro Forecast course covering April and June 2023.
Yeah, so each quarter, I map the following 3 months and spend a ton of time telling everybody what the big things to know about are for the 3 months. And I usually give away the best green days. I also give away a little raffle inside the free event, the live event, where people might be able to win a session with me at that event. So people are getting April, May, and June mapped out to them. I give them the transcript, I give them the slides. And sometimes I also include the absolute best green days of one of those months.
Ooh, I like it. All right, so definitely grab VIP right now so that you can get all of those bonuses as well. Consuela says, I'm in. I know Consuela is actually one of our VIPs, so she'll be taking advantage of that as well. Next up is Consuela Munoz. She's going to be talking about squirrel, how to defeat shiny object syndrome. Please join me for that. But before we let you go, Kathleen, any final words for our crew?
When you don't know what to do, make tea.
Who said that? That was genius.
That's me.
Oh my God. That was great. I'm definitely going to quote you from now on. When you don't know what to do, make tea. Quoted by Kathleen Whalen. Words to live by, ladies. I hope you guys are taking notes. Unfortunately, we're at time, so we got to let you go, but it has been a genuine pleasure being here with you. We'll see you all back at the top of the hour. I'm Kimberly Crow. Cheers.
Thank you, Kimberly.
Thank you for
My
joining
pleasure.
us.
We're going to see what we can do to make this better.
Voices of Women's
Thank you.
where our mission is to raise the
I literally
voices of
logged in early, was waiting.
I believe you.
Yep.
For recordings
It's
of all
fantastic though. You just got to roll with it. Oh, and your link for your 6:30?
Upgrade to VIP
Okay, you know,
The 6:30 one is wonky as well.
it is. Your 6:30 is saying that it's the one from noon.
Noon. Awesome. Okay, we'll get that fixed. Thank you for letting us know.
We have another fantastic speaker.
Can I'm panelist, so I'll leave and come back.
Yes. It'll